In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to disable grid lines in Excel. To get started, open Microsoft Excel and then open the workbook you want to work on. If you're already in Excel, simply bring up the worksheet where you want to remove the grid lines. This is a very simple change, but it can make a big difference in how polished your spreadsheet looks. Grid lines are the faint gray lines you normally see separating each cell in a worksheet. They're useful while entering and organizing data because they help you distinguish one cell from another. However, there are times when you may want to hide them. For example, if you're creating a report, a dashboard, or a worksheet that you plan to present or print, turning off grid lines can give the page a much cleaner and more professional appearance. To help visualize the result, imagine a worksheet with columns like product, sales, and region, along with several rows of sample data underneath. With grid lines visible, every cell is outlined by those default faint lines. Once grid lines are hidden, the same data remains fully visible, but the sheet looks less cluttered and more refined. The recommended way to disable grid lines is through the View tab. First, make sure the correct workbook and worksheet are open. Then, go to the top of the Excel window and click on the View tab. This tab contains display settings that affect how your worksheet appears on screen. Within the View tab, look for the Show group. In that section, you'll find an option labeled Grid Lines. By default, this checkbox is usually selected, which means grid lines are currently visible. To hide them, simply clear that checkbox by clicking it once. As soon as you uncheck grid lines, the faint gray lines will disappear from the worksheet. Your data will stay exactly where it is, and nothing about the content changes. The only difference is the visual presentation. The worksheet will now appear cleaner, which is especially useful if you want your information to stand out without the distraction of cell boundaries. One helpful thing to keep in mind is that this change affects the worksheet display, so if you ever want the grid lines back, you can return to the same View tab and check the grid lines box again. That makes this setting quick, reversible, and easy to adjust, depending on the kind of spreadsheet you're building. And that's how to disable grid lines in Excel using the View tab.